Hi guys! So today we're going to be making a traditional Japanese korokke for lunch. So come along and follow us and we'll get this done and it's going to be delicious. Okay, so as of now, we have our potatoes peeled, diced. I have them cooking over high heat till they come to a boil, and I did add a little bit of salt into that. Once it comes to a boil, they're chunked small enough at about 15 minutes, but you want them to be fork tender. Right now, I have a pan going, and I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay. To that, we're going to add our diced whole onion. And that's just going to go right in there. Okay. All right, so we got all that going. Now, to this, I'm going to give this a little stir. Okay, now this is the time when you want to add your salt and pepper. And you want to make sure you season it good because the potatoes will soak up a lot of that. So that looks like a lot of pepper. I'm going to say it's about a teaspoon of pepper, but you can do as much as you like or as little as you like. Okay, I'm going to turn the heat up to about medium high. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Okay, and then we're going to let these onions cook down just a little bit. Sizzle, and that's what you want. So I'm going to let these go for about, I'd say about a minute or two, and then we're going to add the ground beef. And I'm using the lean ground beef. All right guys, so these have been going for about 2 minutes, and our potatoes have come to a boil, so I set the timer for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes we'll check it, but it's time to add our ground beef. So we're going to put that right in with the onions. Now at this point, it's up to you if you want to add more seasoning to the meat. I think we'll wait to see after it's done if we're going to add any more. You just want to cook this all together. All right guys, so this will take about 4 or 5 minutes. All right, so I think our meat and onion mixture is just about done. You can tell it's browned. Everything is cooked through. There's very little oil or grease from the hamburger. So what we're going to do is turn this off. I have a mixing bowl here. Our potatoes have about 6 more minutes to go. And then we are going to put this mixture into a mixing bowl. All right guys, so while our potatoes are finishing cooking, we're going to make a quick sauce that you can dip your korokke in if you want to. You don't have to have this sauce. We do not have an Asian store around us, and unfortunately our grocery stores do not carry what we like to dip stuff in. So today we're going to attempt to make our own sauce. So we're going to use a half a cup of ketchup, This stinker sounds. I gotta use 2 hands because my hands are old. Okay, so we're gonna use a 1/2 cup of ketchup. All right, I'm gonna put that right here. And then we're going to use a 1/2 cup of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. Okay, so equal parts of ketchup and Worcestershire sauce. Give or take a little. I'm gonna scrape this all out. Okay, now to this mixture, we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Okay. We're gonna mix this up. Okay. And then I'm gonna give it a quick taste. Okay, I'm gonna give it a quick taste. You know what? I think it needs a little bit more brown sugar. So we have 1 minute and 30 seconds here. Let's test our potatoes. You guys, I think we're almost there. See how that's what they look like? I'm gonna let this go for another 1 minute and 20 seconds. I'm gonna add another tablespoon of the sugar. That'll be good. We're gonna drain these, and then when we come back, we're gonna mix everything together, and we're going to start making our croquettes. Okay, so now it's time to mash our potatoes. All right, so we have our potatoes mashed. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer them into our hamburger and onion mixture. And I did not add anything to this. It's just simply potatoes mashed. Okay. Now, I'm gonna mix this all together. Oh, this smells so good. Okay, so our next step is going to be forming the oval patties. But as you can tell, this is really hot. The potatoes just come off the stove. So when you're making this at home, just give it a little, like maybe 10 minutes to cool down, 5-10 minutes. Because you don't want to burn your hands making these. But I'm just gonna go ahead and mix this all together. And then our next step is forming that croquette patties. Okay guys, so our mixture is cooled down enough for me to form the patties. So I'm just gonna do an oval patty. And today we are making the classic ones. So if you ever get to Japan, this is probably most likely one of the things that you want to put on your bucket list to have while you're in Japan. Okay, so that's basically what they're going to look like. So I'll go ahead and make another one. Just want to form your oval patty. Okay, so I finished pattying out our croquettes, and you can tell they made that little, you know, the potatoes and everything that we did. 1 pound of the beef makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. So now the next step is you're going to take some saran wrap and you're going to cover these, okay? And then you are going to refrigerate this for 15 minutes to a half an hour. So cut it even, we'll do about, you know, 15, 20 minutes. Okay, so that is our next step. I'll get this in the fridge, and then we are going to coat them, and then we will fry them. Okay, so our korokkes have been in the fridge for about 15 minutes. So next, we are going to start the battering process and the frying process. So we're gonna do 2 eggs. Okay. And then all we're gonna do to that, so you're gonna beat these here. So we're basically doing the egg wash, but we're not adding any water. It's just the eggs. Beat that up real good. Okay, then we're gonna put everything in order. Okay, I have my oil over here getting hot. It's on high right now. It's gonna take a couple more minutes to get this up to heat, but let me show you how we're going to do this. So we're gonna take one of these. You're gonna dip it in the flour first, okay? And then you're gonna put it in the egg wash, okay? And then goes into the panko crumbs. Probably should have used a bigger, okay? And then you wanna pat, like you wanna make sure you get a nice coating of the panko crumbs on there. These are regular Japanese panko crumbs. You don't want to use the seasonings because we're doing the classic Japanese korokke. Okay, so this, you want to make sure you pat it down, get all the sides. Okay, and then this is what you want it to look like, and you can form it a little bit better. But this is what you want this to look like, okay? So I'm gonna do a couple more. When the heat comes up, we're gonna go ahead and fry these till they are a golden crispy brown. All right, guys, it is time to fry these. So just be very careful. I'm gonna do 3 at a time. Now, the trick is, you see this? Don't touch it. You don't want to touch these because they're delicate and they will fall apart. So, we're going to turn this down to medium. The potato is cooked. The meat is cooked. The onion is cooked. We just want a nice golden brown. The panko crumb, that's not going to take long. Okay, look, you can already see it's starting to get golden. You get your tongs ready. And then I have a little like strainer. We can get some of the stuff off of it if we need be. But look how it's starting to get nice and golden brown. Okay. The trick is you don't want to touch them too much because you don't want them to fall apart until they're nice and cooked. All right, now watch here. We're gonna flip it. Gorgeous! Look at that. Okay. Flip it. Okay. Gotta be really careful when you're cooking with oil. Okay, flipping it. Now, turn it up just a little tiny bit. That's what you want to see, a nice golden brown. Okay guys, it's time to take our first batch out. Just want to drain the excess grease off, oil. Okay, and then we're just going to put it on the plate over here. Alright, so here is our finished korokke. And you can tell they're nicely golden brown. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go like this. They're still a little warm, and we're gonna show you what, look at that steam coming up out of there. That's what the middle looks like. So guys, I'm going to try this. I haven't had one of these since I was in Japan. That was back in 2019. So I'm really, really excited. We'll see. All right, guys. I'm gonna try it. Itadakimasu. Wow, now, remember the homemade sauce we made? Okay, I'm gonna try a little bit of this. I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of that on top. Okay, all right. Delicious. All right. You guys have got to try this. Yeah. Mama is happy. Yep. Okay. That's good. All right. We'll see you later.